It's great and it's beautiful. I want to welcome you to today, Wednesday. It's a great day. It's going to be a great day for every one of us. I want to welcome you. My name is Samuel Maradesa, and the program is Morning Delight. Yes, it's Morning Delight. Yeah, good morning, guys. Let me just throw it over to you straight up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Samuel.
Oh, you're looking ravishing this morning, Toluwalashe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
God is
The
not,
glory of God.
thank God it's not raffle draw.
And Jeff, you are looking. I'm not going to say
I'm
it,
looking
but I'm not going to say it. But let me just describe it. You know, when we are acting drama and we put somebody in black, red, and black costume.
That is in this part of the world when you wear red and black costume. You know it's depicting.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
From where I come from, I'm not from this part of the world.
Oh.
This is different.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh, yes. I'm
Okay.
from the kingdom.
So,
Understandable.
how the transitioning, the night to the morning, commuting here. So, any experience any one of us would like to share?
There's one song in my place. We cannot sing it now because we won't understand. But let me just literally say that it says that when I sleep in the night, I don't know how the night looks like. Unlike the day that I can see. So in the night, I sleep, we don't know how it look like.
Yes.
It's only God that fight for us.
Yes.
Whether somebody is attacking until when God reveals it to us before we stand up and start firing. So it's a mystery that I cannot really explain. So every day when I go to bed and sometimes in the night I feel this urge to go to pee and I wake up and I sleep and I wake up again. I look at it like for the past 3 hours or 4 hours, I don't know where I was.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's a mystery. I keep wondering. It shows that this our God is unsearchable. So it's something that I cannot really explain.
Yeah.
So it's always a gift for us to see a new day, and we are happy that we are here.
Truly,
Another
we're
day.
happy. Yes, Tolu?
I really thank God. I remember when I wanted to sleep yesterday, I was already sleeping when somebody called me and she was telling me something that was supposed to create fear. Like, you need to be there, we need to be this, we need to be that. Immediately, there are times when you have faith in God, when you have a strong faith, there are some things that won't bother you, even though you know the person is actually saying the reality. But you just have to speak to God and then take your mind off it and relax. That was what I did yesterday. I didn't bother to wake my husband to tell him, okay, I didn't bother. But I said, maybe we'll wake up for prayer, then we can discuss it. So I just immediately dropped the call. I said, okay. And she was like, did you understand what I said? And I said, I understand now. I said, okay. And I dropped the phone. I slept off. And to God be the glory. And that's how God has been working. He's always with us. So no matter what, we still overcome it.
Yes, that is it. There are times that people want to create fear in us. Sometimes it may be a legitimate fear, something actually happened or something is about to happen. But depending on the way we react to that situation, in my own line of profession, there's something they call cognitive behavior. So it is, if something happens, that thing just happened. It is the way, the emotions you attach to it that will not determine your reaction. If you call me, like I've said it, if you call me that I'm stupid, well, that's just a statement. That is your perspective. It makes no difference about who I am to me. So if I think, how will you be saying I'm stupid? I have attached a certain emotions to it, and it will affect my mood.
And you've even accepted it.
Yes. So it will affect my mood. So if you say anything about me, and I just look at it, just a statement and no negative emotions attached to it, I can continue to live my life. So, and that is what has been happening to a whole lot of people. Even if you lose your job, the way you interpret it will now determine the way you react afterwards. So the way we interpret things, when you just look at it and you are able to have the right thinking, the right mentality, you will be able to scale through a whole lot of things, and that's how life is. So a lot of happening, and let us just, okay, do you have anything to
No,
also?
I was trying to say that in life, our being should be the first thing we should do. Apart from the fact that we have to be born again as Christians, the other thing is the ability to control our emotions, to build our emotions up. That is what makes or mar you as a human being. If you can balance that, control your emotion, be a boss of your emotion, then you'll do well in anything. It's very important.
All right, so let us just quickly go to what is happening the world over, especially Nigeria. Okay, I'm with the Nigerian Tribune. And the main headline, this Obasanjo attacking Buhari, and Soyinka backs Obasanjo, says Nigeria more divided under Buhari, asks governors to sue for reparation, and that's on page 2. FG, Lagos State government, stop barge operations along Marina coastline. NPA to revoke company approvals, on page 6. This is a very interesting one. Okay, let's listen. Imported poultry foods now contain traces of COVID-19. Custom alert. Imported poultry foods now contain traces of COVID-19. Customs alert.
You know, since the breakout of this pandemic, you know, we have different opinions. When you read and watch, I don't want to say this, but it's an opinion, and people have different opinions. That people, this whole pandemic, this whole COVID-19 is politically motivated by some set somewhere, and it was generated in the lab just to decrease the population and that. So when I saw this, it's like they intentionally infected the poultry feed for them to come and reinfect people. That's my own thought though, but it's very possible.
One needs to be very careful. Very careful.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on. Suspected Yahoo boy dies in car crash during chase by JTF operatives. That's on page 25. Tinubu or Obaseki trade words over Edo poll. Obaseki does not deserve votes of Edo people, Tinubu. You can't extend your political empire to our state, Obaseki's aide. Abdusalami Kuka lead Obaseki, Izeyamo others in singing peace accord. Governors Obi Ikim. Others rally support for Obaseki. You read that on pages 26 and 31. I think I watched a part of the Tinubu's video.
Addressing
yes.
people. And a lot of reactions to that.
A lot of reactions, and in the campaign, the rally they had at PDP rally yesterday, I could see some of the placards saying that Edo is not Lagos.
Even Obaseki replied him and told him that Edo is not Lagos.
And that's a very great message. So let's still go up here. Labour demands reversal of fuel, electricity price hike. Wants tangible palliative for workers, Nigerians. Fuel price should be 181 naira per litre, FG. APC begs Nigerians to endure. Falano, 80 groups, TUC to protest fuel. Electricity price hike September 23rd.
Maybe they should change the name Nigeria to Endurance. The country will be Endurance now. It will be addressed as Endurance. After all, a lot of countries are changing their name. We have Gold Coast now, Ghana.
Yes.
We have Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. We have Holland, Netherlands. So you can just change Nigeria to Endurance.
So that we just take it up like that. Wow. And 160 and thereabouts, because it is between 151 and 160 that people are buying it now. And now they're saying that it should even be 181 naira per litre.
The funniest thing is when this thing is unfolding, Then I thought about something. Nigeria is about becoming 60 in few ways,
Yes.
and this is when we are having this issue.
Mm.
Now, they used to say a fool at 40 begins at the age of 15. Now we are 60. So we know I don't even understand where we are heading to.
All right, why we keep borrowing money? Buhari is telling us why we keep borrowing money on page 2. A lot of us will want to know the reason why the country is still borrowing money and to keep borrowing money every now and then. So if you want to know, go to page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune and you read up. Inflation hits 13.22% in August. NBS. You read that on page 6. Then here we have all your schools to run morning, afternoon shifts. Tertiary institution reopened September 28. That's on page 31.
You're actually going back.
I think
I remember
we will.
That was what they were doing before.
I have been projecting that we will get to that level. All schools will sooner or later get to that point where the safest way to reopen will be in shifts. But some will go in the morning, some will go in the afternoon. It could even be shifts of 3 levels, 8 to 11, like 11 to 2, then 2 to.
For somebody like me, somebody that graduated or finished from the secondary school I finished from, that will not be an issue because initially it's in Delta. They call it Institute of Continuing Education.
Yes.
It was for the old. Then we have evening session for the old. Then we now had morning session for the young ones like me. Later, you saw old people. Not really old people, but in my set, when I was maybe like 15, I had a classmate of 30. So you can imagine how we were relating. Somebody that does not, he has to threaten you and bully you sometimes. So the shift was already there. For people like us, I'm used to that shift. And
even here in Lagos, that they are doing the staggered opening of schools. The public school, the law is more on the public school, that this is how you open, this is the set that can come. They are kind of releasing the private school to open at their discretion. So and that is where there could be a little problem. Well, let's see how it goes.
That doesn't change everything.
That is it. The truth of the matter is that we can't go back to the former normal. So this is the new normal. There's now left for everyone to adjust to the realities on board. Law school admits 1,785 candidates to bar. That's on page 30. Okay? Lucky them. And we hope, we wish them the best. Okay.
Hope they will observe social distancing there.
Okay. Okay, did you watch the social distancing? Social distancing is just what we broadcast. Social distancing, let us observe it. It is for people like us to talk about it. But when it comes to implementation and the reality that is on ground, you will see that. Okay, troublemakers risk travel ban. Prosecution, UK warns. Troublemakers risk travel ban. Prosecution, UK warns. So we talked about US, was it yesterday on Monday, that said they will issue a travel ban to anyone that does anything not right for elections. So UK are also following suit, saying that anyone that is causing trouble in Nigeria, especially for elections, we're going to ban the person from coming over to UK. And let me just hang it up there.
All right, so you have the Punch newspaper and the major headline: Federal government Labour's 8-hour meeting ends in deadlock. Petrol could have been sold for 183 naira per litre, says federal government. 7-day ultimatum stands. No acceptable explanation from government. Labour meets today. TUC says planned protest strike on course. These stories will be seen on pages 2 and 40 of the Punch newspaper. On minimum wage, Ogun workers declare 1-week warning strike. The story is on page 9. Coronavirus vaccine may be ready for public November, says China. The story is on page 10. Southwest PDP better with Makinde as leader, says Rep Chair. Story is on page 19. On NDDC probe, Akpabio recants meets National Assembly clerk panel. Story is on page 19 also. Ekiti Highway Raiders Q1 adopts ex-US major order, page 13. Ekiti APC moves to suspend Ojoju, Tinubu's in-law. Others. The story is on page 18. Soyinka backs Obasanjo, says Nigeria drifting into total collapse. The story is on page 2. Poverty, our strongest weapon against COVID-19. PTF, says PTF coordinator. The story is on page 19. 13.22% inflation rates. Address insecurity, forex, energy, expert tells Buhari. Story is on page 27. And on Edo decides 2020. 14 parties sign peace accord, pledge violence-free poll. PDP governors bigwigs converge on Benin for Obaseki's final campaign. Edo carpets Tinubu as Lagos APC defend ex-governor. Stories will be seen on page 19. And there's a photo news of cross-section of lawyers and their families during the call to bar ceremony at the Eagle Square in Abuja. That's all from the Punch newspaper.
All right.
Okay.
Jeff, what do you have for us?
I have the Nation newspaper, and the major headline we have is about the hike in power and petrol rates. And it reads, it's coming from Labour now. It says, workers shocked by petrol power rate hike. Workers choked by petrol power rate hike. Government should provide succor. Why we are borrowing, by Buhari. Labour have said that the value of the minimum wage has been eroded. Somebody who is paid 6,666 naira as increment has lost 25,000 from his income. So that is coming from Labour, and the Minister of Labour have replied and said, we are not faulty, we have not fully deregulated. Rather, the price of fuel should go up to 183 naira by the current rate of dollar. So it's a word of trading tackles Labour and Minister of Labour. That story starts from the front page actually and ends on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And Soyinka is saying that Nigeria nears total collapse. Nigeria near total collapse. We pray that Nigeria will not collapse. That story starts from front page and ends on page 5. And inflation in 2-year highest at 13.2%. Inflation in 2-year highest in 13.2%. Trend to continue till December. That full story is on page 25. And on page 30, Ajayi Jegede alliance likely for Ondo poll. Candidates weigh options. That is coming from the forthcoming Ondo elections. And also on page 25, we have First Bank CEO wins Forbes Best of Africa Award. That is on page 25. And on page 6, federal government Lagos stop barge operation on Marina coastline. That full story is on page 6. And as usual, we have the roundup comprehensive info on the Edo 2020 elections that will be held in a few days from now, Saturday to be precise. On page 7, why voters should reject Obaseki, says Tinubu. Wike makes case for Governor Shuaibu. Ezeyamo will deliver. Tambuwa saying that elections will define Buhari electoral legacy. All that and more on page 7 of the Nation newspaper this morning. And concerning the NDDC contract, we have a story here that says Akpabio visits National Assembly, seek peace. Akpabio visits National Assembly, seeks peace. That is on page 5. And there's a story on the front page, a message from a very respected former head of state, of Nigeria, Abdulsalam Abubakar, to Obaseki and Ezeyamo, the major governorship candidates of the forthcoming elections in Edo State. It says that your integrity is at stake, so you have to be conscious of your integrity. Candidates pledge for proper conduct. And on page 2, as usual, daily, we have the roundup of the figures, the numbers we have for COVID-19 cases as it stands now presently in Nigeria at 56,388. These are the confirmed cases. And the active cases is at 10,968. Recovered cases is at 44,337. And death cases is still around 1,083. Active cases are 132. And the Senate have urged PTF to reduce the high cost of testing. And for those Arsenal fans, the good news from the sport world that their Captain Barry Aubameyang has signed a new contract, finally, 3-year contract. That story is on the back page. And the picture story we have, it's a good sight to behold if it's really what they are going to practice. We are saying here that the governor, Baseki, right, embracing Pastor Ezeyamo of the APC after signing a peace accord on Saturday's governorship election in Benin City yesterday, and applauding them are Bishop Kuka and General Abdulsalam Abubakar. I hope those warm embrace goes to their hearts and their mind, and they don't have to fight in the elections. That's all I have from the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, before we give it over to Pa Solomon, let me quickly read the sidelines from the Tribune. All right. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan believes rapists should be hanged or castrated chemically. That is to be reduced in libido. Following a widespread protest about a woman raped in front of her 2 children when her car ran out of fuel. In reaction, one of the country's police chiefs, Umar Sheikh, blamed the victim for driving at night without a male companion.
Yeah. Okay.
The police seen everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. No, when the issue of rapes comes in, there is always counter blames, counter tackle. Well, what were you doing there at the right? Why did you wear this? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? But the truth is that there's no excuse, justification for anybody to rape anybody, and we want to support the Prime Minister there. We have
to be hanged or castrated.
No. Let's leave the hanging. Let them not hang, but I go for the castration. We need stricter penalty for people who default in this. Rape should not be in our society, especially when no. Let's not go there. I don't want to go.
I really support that. Also, I really support that. At least when you castrate somebody today and that person tomorrow, at least I believe the numbers will reduce. I actually said that one day, and somebody was like, that was too harsh. But if what you did to the person you raped, very, very bad. So I believe something bad should also be done to you. So at least to reduce the number. It's beginning. I think the number is just going high every day.
Okay.
Well, interestingly, this is not what we want to talk about today, so maybe. However, we know the old man is over there ready for him to chip in his own wisdom from his perspective based on the issue he has been inspired to deliver upon. Just over to you, Pa Solomon.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Wednesday. The week is going already. How was your night? Oh, we give God the glory for making us to see another day. This number our making. Glory be to God. All my viewers at home, God bless you. My children, they love Pa Solomon very well. And children at home, make sure the Bible is your watchword. Tell your parents to make the Bible their watchword, because the Bible is my own watchword. Okay, it's all right. You see, today is Wednesday. And the word of wisdom that I have for you today is very simple, but the Holy Spirit will interpret it in your mind. Be the type of person you want to meet. That is the word of wisdom I have for you. Be the type of person you want to meet. Many of our young people, young men, young girls that are yet to be married, they say, I want my man to be God-fearing. I want my man to be gentle. I want my man to be honest. This one will say, I want my girl, my woman to be honest, to be caring. I want my wife to be this, to be that. The question I want... You see? Sorry, The question I want to ask you is, are you caring? Are you faithful? Are you honest? Are you God-fearing? You want to meet somebody that is God-fearing. Meanwhile, you are not God-fearing. You want to meet somebody that is respectful. Meanwhile, you are not respectful. You see? Be the type of person you want to meet. Work on yourself. Work on your character. You see? Work on your behavior. Yes, you want a woman that is minimizing spending. Meanwhile, you spend extravagantly. You see? Be the type of person you want to meet. You want to meet a humble person, be humble. You see? You want to meet a God-fearing person, be God-fearing. You want to meet somebody that is loving, you too be loving. You want to meet the person that is not stingy. Can you give? Do you know how to give? That is the word of wisdom I have for you this morning, Wednesday. Be the type of person you want to meet. You see? You work on yourself, and you will see that things will change for better for you. So join me tomorrow again on Thursday, as I will be bringing you another word of wisdom. The Bible is my watchword. Bye.
So, Pastor Solomon, thank you very much for that insightful message that is thought-provoking and making us know that we should be the type of person we want to meet. That's good, and that's true. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you very much. I believe that has sunk deep into the hearts and minds of our viewers. So with that, we're taking it up a little and going further in the program. It's time for us to have the topic for discussion this morning. It's an in-house discussion, and my goons are around. They are here having the discussion and the conversation is about technology. You know, this time technology is now on the increase. You have technology for virtually everything, from apps to gadgets and to home appliances. We have technology for virtually everything, making us kind of lazy, and some other times making us to be a little more productive. Yes, depending on the angle you're looking at. So that I should be on the fence because I'm the one moderating it. So we want to talk about impact of technology on creativity. Impact of technology on creativity. Since the advent of technology, and as we're having it being churned out every now and then for everything, has it really improved our creativity? Or can we say that technology has made man to be kind of more redundant, and our brains are down, relying solely on this technology, and our own human effectiveness has dwindled? That's the question we want to be asking ourselves this morning. We may not go the textbook definition of what technology is. That is the application of scientific practice and principles to solve things. It could be in forms of machines or apps or whatever gadgets that we have. But technology, how can you say it has impacted us as humans, especially in productivity and also in reasoning. So, Jeff, you're looking at me.
Because I'm looking at you, that is why you started with me. Okay, like you said, in negative way. Well, personally, I feel technology does not suppress creativity. In fact, I believe it enhances creativity. The difference between these two things basically is the fact that why creativity has to do with observing the environment and trying to interpret the environment, then from them bringing in or bringing up new ideas through it. Technology, on the other hand, is about accessing information from anywhere in the world. So personally, I feel two of them go hand in hand. Technology does not suppress creativity. They go in hand to have a better productivity, a more creative niche, because when you use technology, you gain more information to portray and try to make your ideas that you have gained to look beautiful, fashionable, look appealing, look good for people to take, and for it to look very nice. So for me, they go hand in hand. Technology does not suppress creativity.
Okay. Tolu?
All right, just like what he said, I support what he said. He's right. Technology does not really suppress creativity. It actually helps it. And it all depends on the way you see it, because people believe because of technology we don't bother to reason, we don't bother to do things on our own. We try to go just use the technology to quickly get things fast. But at the same time, it has actually helped us. Seriously, it has helped us, because it helps us now. If you need anything, it helps you to quickly get information. Truly, you quickly get it without you. But it all depends on you, because if you want to be creative, just like what he said, it's about you seeing things, observing things, interpreting it, and getting new ideas from it. So it all depends on who you are. Then you can actually enhance what you are doing through technology. That's it. So it doesn't really suppress it, actually helps it. Though, just like what I said, some people may believe, but at the same time, it's actually helping. We are better than, understand, the generation where there were no technologies and people need to like stress themselves and all that. But I believe it's some set of people that actually get some of the informations we are seeing mostly on the internet. So some people actually did that. So we also can actually add to it. We can do whatever we want to do, be creative. Then we need to add more to it by using the technology.
All right. Technology now has become more like a getaway channel for a lot of people in becoming physically productive. You want to calculate something, you quickly, as little as go to your phone, you type it 100 times this one, you get your answer, you do not reason about it. So are we now saying that all those ones, things like that, even like the information you said, you think about an information, or you are faced with something, you want to get the meaning of a thing, you Google it, or you use any other search engine to get the answer. That kind of answer that you have gotten through technology will not effectively settle in the mind, because the brain will now be like a passage which you got the information, then you deliver it to the next place. Unlike when there was no technology where you quickly access those information, you have to sit down and reason them out yourself. In reasoning out the answer or the solution to a particular problem, the answer settles in the human mind, and it improves the human brain at that point in time. So are we not going to look at it from that angle to say that technology is adversely affecting us in our use of our brain, which will amount to creativity?
I guess one of those things that the brain does is to bring new innovations from what you have said now.
Yes.
It brings innovations. Now, innovation is a kind of, if I should use the word, an improving process. For you to innovate, that means the process is improving.
Yes.
Now, technology will make that innovation, that process. Technology have actually helped in improving that process we are talking about. So now you don't have to. Okay, you have 2 ideas or 3 ideas, and they are coming from your heart, and you are thinking about them. Now, for those ideas to come to reality, it's a process, and you have to improve that process by thinking, putting things together. Now you have already gotten the idea in your mind. The technology, like I said, will help. Why it's helping is that now when you have the idea in your mind already, like, okay, I want to create a flower.
Okay.
Now, for instance, and you need ideas to make that flower, to create that flower. Now you need a process to improve it, then improve that idea so that you can create the flower that we are seeing. What you do is go to technology, and technology will improve that idea you already have, in the sense that if it's accessing of information, how do I create a flower, for instance?
Okay, let's talk about using the example of graphic artists.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So
okay.
you want to draw a flower.
Yeah,
So
yes.
there's an app that
can-
will help you do it. Can we say that the person is, it is more like you are now tweaking the computer to help you, give you a template to help you, okay, what color matches, instead of what an individual is supposed to, when those days when there is nothing like graphic arts.
Yes, but who brings?
So the person,
Who has the idea? Who has the initial idea? It's the human.
the human has
Yes,
the idea, but there
see,
has been a
when-
template, something like a template.
When the right hand wash the left hand, it becomes cleaner. Yes or yes.
Okay.
Now you have the idea as a human being. The technology, the computer that has the graphics app already, is just helping the right hand to wash the left hand for it to be cleaner. That is what I believe. Because yes, we have a brain that can take millions of things, ideas at the same
Yes.
time. We know that. But the more you use it too much, you are damaging. That's why the medical people advise for rest. So by the time you think about this, and you want to bring this, you want to bring this, you don't need help. Even we personally, we help each other as human beings. So if you don't need help, then at the same time you wear out of your energy. So the technology is something that will help you, so that you won't be worn out. It's just a help, not that it really suppresses it. I still believe that the idea is still the human's idea.
All right, so let me just give it over to our viewers. Please, you can call us. The phone line is on your screen right now. Please call us and contribute. What do you think about technology and the human creativity? Have we been using our brains to the best of our abilities now that we have technology to help us? Or we are just using, there has been the controversy before that the human have not used up to 10% of their brains. That is a very terrible proposition. So
you have billions of cells in your brain.
yes, definitely.
How many have you used?
So looking at it like that, now we are adding technology. Of the truth, it is somebody, one human that created it. Let's say that person is utilizing its own. But others, that before you think of, we don't just want to stress our brains again. And the brain always follows the principle of use it or lose it.
The one thing we should realize is the world is changing.
Yes.
We can't afford to remain behind.
Okay.
When things are changing, you try to adjust.
Yeah,
it's not that you want to remain behind. You want to say, okay, I don't want to use the technology. I want to be like you understand?
Yes, my
but that technology we are adapting to, is it not making us lazy
that was
as humans?
That was what I said earlier. I said it all depends on you. There are times when you need to do things. You need to reason first. Then you use the technology to help yourselves. You need to reason first. Okay, after getting some things, after you've used your brain, then you can actually, let me make use of this technology to enhance what I'm doing. Not that you rely basically on that technology. So it all depends on you. It all depends on individual.
Okay. Let us now look at it. So we're talking about human creativity. Let me take it off from home appliances and what we use, our foodstuffs now. Gone are the days where we pound our yam and all this. Yes, the local grinder. They don't have it. We don't use it again, even though people have attested to the fact that the one you use, the grinding stone,
It's more sweeter.
yes,
I know.
people have attested to that, and even all these ones, the poundo, whatever, that has come as a result of improved technology.
You do it at home now.
Yes, which I actually pounded over the weekend.
Oh, you pounded?
Yes.
And the one in my house is this one.
So I pounded over the weekend. You know, sometimes we just go back to that point and you use it. So it has actually made a lot of people to be so lazy that when you, without the technology, can we be as effective as we used to be? Let me ask a question like that.
One thing
If all technologies decide to, or most of the technologies decide to just stay off for a week, are we going to be effective? Let us look at the home appliances now.
Okay, you like that. To some extent, personally, I feel 70% to 80% will be, if will still be effective, very effective.
Okay.
Just that it will tell on us.
It will.
Imagine you as a bachelor,
Okay.
or no, we have a bad mentality which I don't follow here in the parts of the world that the wife in the house, the woman in the house should do this, to wash, to do that, to cook, do the bed matters and everything impulsive in a woman. Now, let's imagine a woman waking up in the morning. She has a child, a little baby. She bathes for the child. She takes care of the child. Now she now goes to the bedroom. You don't have a washing machine. She starts washing clothes that we, the husband and wife, have used from Monday to Sunday. Bulk. After that, she will now run again to the kitchen and start pounding yam because the man want to eat yam. Before she finish that pounding, maybe 1 p.m. as we have gotten to 1 p.m. After pounding the yam, now the baby is not crying again. No, you take care of the baby. Now after there, you have to go back that okay. The man is already telling you that in the evening it's amala that I want to eat too, or something. We are preparing for that already. So those things. Now look at how the woman will be like in the night, and you want her to still fulfill the bed matters, which is normal because you are paid for it. It's your wife. There's no issue about that. Now let's think about it. How will the productivity of that woman looks like the following day?
Not even the following day. Over time.
She wears that. Even with the men.
Yeah.
Okay. So now instead of you to use 3 minutes or 5 minutes to use your grinding stone, you have a blender.
That's
Why? If because the husband might tell the husband, please, baby, husband, help me to grind this pepper with grinding stone. You might say, me. Why will I? But if you tell him, help me blend the pepper, why I take care of the baby. And we are getting there. So this technology is just helping us. I don't think it's making us lazy. It's for our own, for us to be more refreshed in that aspect, home appliance, to be more refreshed, to be better for the next day and things that are coming up.
All right. You two have been saying, speaking well in terms of technology as it affects us. Can you just look at any negative side to it? Does it have any negative side to our creativity and human productivity at all? Or everything about it is altogether lovely?
I would say the negative side is the fact that some people have become lazy because of it.
Okay.
Because of technology, they just decide to be lazy themselves. They don't want to do things themselves. They don't want to even touch it. They just want to use technology for everything. And if we continue to do that, just like you said, we've not even used up to 10% of our thing, they will become redundant. Because you have refused to use what you have because you have something else that can actually help you. So I would just say, even as we are making use of the technology, we should still make use of our brain. Even using the gadgets at home, there are sometimes you just, okay, let me just leave this aside. Let me make use of my hand to do some things instead of using this technology. Though this generation now is not really easy because we are used to using, you understand, technologies, gadgets and all that. But all the same is we still make use of our brains, because if you keep on using technology, I hope it won't happen one day. The day technology will just break down, pack up, then you realize that
we will ever pack up because there's this is becoming because every day there's new things coming up, enabling tools every day that will make you think and do other things. You get this accessibility more. So new innovations are coming in. So it will be really hard. Now we are already complaining that it's making us lazy. I watched a video of a restaurant, a purely robotic restaurant in China. From the cooking of the food to the processing to the serving of the guests, robots. No human being works there. So that
that may be good to the business owner, but some other part of it, human beings that are supposed to work and improve upon themselves may not have that opportunity in that time. So they may not be able to add. Behind every technology there must be a human.
Yeah.
So it's either operating it or going through the process of that technology. So the human factor is also very important. So largely, let us look at technology in terms of. Okay, we have a caller. Hello. Okay, I think we lost that call. So looking at technology, how it has helped us in education. Now, this time we have education, people online education and the likes. How has it been? Let's talk about technology with education and human creativity.
Let's imagine there was no technology in this pandemic. A lot of people, a lot of students would have lost a whole lot of information that they need to gain to move to the next stage, to the next class. There's lesson like UL lesson, like lessons now going on. Imagine students that partook in the last WAEC. If not for the lessons they took online, imagine how they would have looked going back to take that exam. A lot of students would have lost a whole year without learning anything. So if you look at it from the education part of it, technology, yes, you can say that a lot of people, when they give us assignment now in the higher institution and other places, we Google it and everything. But you agree with me that for a teacher that you Google an answer to, for a teacher that is a real teacher, we know that is totally copy and paste. So for a smart student, if a student is not smart, is not using his or her brain, he will not be able to innovate and change the words and put his own sugar and salt to make the thing look good.
Yes.
So that means that we are not solely dependent on technology. Because if you take that book, take that episode, take that paper, that report, that book from the internet, you still need to read it through and add things to it, bring innovation, bring things to it. So it's not, we are not, to some extent, unless for the, and the percentage might not be really big, and that is due to the unserious teacher that, or the person that, a tutor, the unserious tutor that is supporting that. Because a teacher, for instance, now you are a teacher, we know you are a teacher and you are still a teacher. Now, if a student brings an assignment to you, you will know if this assignment has to do with a little bit of his brain or not. So we know that totally a student cannot be dependent on technology for him or her to be productive. Because when you bring the idea from the internet, you have to add something to it. You have to use your brain to make it look good.
Is the technology not going to make us extinct in the long run? Because looking at technology, the way technology is going, those that are inventing it are trying to invent it in such a way that humans' activities will be reduced to the barest minimum, even to the point where sometimes you don't even need to press a button again. Maybe you just think about it and it operates itself. They may be looking at it. Yes, they will get to that point. So, gone are the days when we talk about, yes, we're using the eye contact, you can just look at it, okay. And humans become completely redundant. And gone are the days when we talk of the aliens coming to invade the earth. But we are the ones creating our things that will make us completely irrelevant in life, and the time will come, maybe they will now start talking about it. Technology has taken over the world, that humans, what we need is to reduce our population. You're talking about it. So reducing our populations because we want to be making use of, maybe it will get to that point. So our final notes before we wrap it up.
I pray
just
it doesn't
30
get
seconds.
to that point. My own advice is, even if you are using technology, try to make use of your brain, try to make use of your hands. If not, one day you realize you've gone into instinct.
Yes. All right, Jeff. That's
As she has said, don't allow technology to make you dumb and so irrelevant. So the more you want to use technology, try and use your head and make it look better, and you have a better innovation coming out from you.
All right, thank you very much. This is what we have for you today, and we've delivered it to you. We believe you've learned something from our discussion today. Tomorrow is another great day that we are going to be having another great discussion on this program, Morning Delight. We're leaving you to have a delightful morning. God bless you. Bye for now.